849 KTRS, the Big 550. Jake Hansler filling in for McGraw Millhaven. We are joined in studio right now by the folks from Stadia Ventures and from, Venture Cafe. Tyler Matthews, Executive Director of Venture Cafe. Tim Hayden, Managing Director of Stadia Ventures. Good morning.
Hey, how you doing?
Thanks for having us in.
You bet. Tyler, why don't you start off? Tell us a little bit about Venture Cafe. Then Tim, I want you to tell me about Stadia Cafe or Stadia Ventures, and then we'll talk about how you work together.
Yeah, sure. So Venture Cafe connects innovators to make things happen. So we bring together about 500 or so entrepreneurs, creatives together every week down in the Cortex district, which is right next to the IKEA, for those who don't know, together to kind of help build the entrepreneurship community in St. Louis, share ideas and learn from each other on how to, build their business or launch a project.
You say you bring in people, and you tell us about what that would sound like.
So, yeah, I mean, if you're starting a business and you're trying to figure out where, how, either you want to be an entrepreneur or you're looking to be, you are one and you're trying to figure things out still, you would come down to Venture Cafe. We've got from 3 to 8 p.m. We have about 8 to 12 different talks that are happening that range from, securing IP for your startup all the way to civic-oriented issues. And you can come and learn and speak with other people, grab a free beer or wine, and just kind of help each other out to figure out how do you start a business. It's a tough thing to do. So having community around you helps people get a little further than they would on their own.
Where do the speakers come from? Are they local, out
Yeah,
of town?
they come local, but we've also, now that we're talking with Stadia Ventures here about our speaker series, we're also bringing some people from out of town as well.
Mm-hmm. And can anybody?
Yeah, it's for everyone. So yeah, you don't have to be
by the cafe.
That's right. It's open. Everything's free. You don't have to be a Harvard grad building an app to come. Entrepreneurship and innovations for everyone. So.
Excellent. Tim Hayden, Managing Director of Stadia Ventures, down in the same area?
Exactly, in the same building.
Yeah, same building. What do you do?
So we have a global sports innovation hub. We started up about 2 years ago. My partner used to run all innovation for Rawlings for about 10 years and Titleist for 7. And then my background, I've either started or helped to start 7 different sports businesses since 2003, including helping to launch a couple professional soccer teams. So we got together and we really wanted to figure out how do we help some of the world's best entrepreneurs in the sports space make it easier to really become successful. How do we connect and more efficiently move innovation from the entrepreneur to the actual industry folks? And so we have a sports business accelerator here in St. Louis. We invest in up to 5 startups from around the world in the sports space. We give them up to $100,000 in cash. We surround them with mentors, and we drop them into an immersive biz dev boot camp for 12 weeks. And we're currently about ready to enter our 5th cohort, or our 5th semester. So we have 19 startups in our portfolio from all over the world.
I want to start up by buying the Marlins for $1.2 billion. Can I get some money from you for that?
We can connect you with the people that could.
Okay. But seriously, we spoke with Gus Farrat.
Yes.
On Friday about his Brain app.
And he
right.
actually came through our program. Exactly. So RC21X was one of our 5 companies in this last cohort. And so Gus is one of the gentlemen who co-founder of a group about how do you monitor brain health. And they actually have over 600 retired NFL athletes that they're monitoring for the rest of their lives. So we have companies like that. We have a motorized skateboard company out of New York that just moved to LA that is just crushing it right now. We have a holographic group out of LA as well that is actually embedded into the NFL Hall of Fame right now, as well as 8 Major League ballparks. And so a lot of this is artificial intelligence, technology, social media driven, but it always has that kind of sports flair to it.
Any St. Louis-based companies?
Yes, we have a group rookies out of St. Louis, Matt Seebeck here in St. Louis, who is a social media whiz, which is a digital trading card, if you will. You can take an image from any type of event, and they will actually create the digital that you can share socially, but it'll also actually print. So in the mail, you'll receive your own personal trading cards in wax wrapper, and their whole tag is everything but the gum.
Wow. So your Venture Cafe is broader than a sports base. You're looking at entrepreneurship across the board.
Yep.
But this whole thing you're in, this Cortex, they call it the Cortex Development Center, or what is it?
Innovation District.
Innovation District. You're all down there in this area, working with one another. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think St. Louis is continually getting recognized as being a startup city, and so we have a strong growth of entrepreneurship happening here, and which is good. I mean, this is the same kind of activity you're hearing about in Silicon Valley and New York and Austin and other places. And I think there's a lot of energy and excitement around this because small businesses, startups are the ones who are really driving job growth and in the country. And so it's exciting to have that. It's also a lot of really great energy down there because the city is starting to cluster down there. There's a lot of projects. You're getting a lot of really smart, curious people in the same space, being able to bounce ideas off each other, like what we did. We met up in the hallway and said, "Hey, let's talk about how can we partner together? How can we collaborate on something?" And so that kind of atmosphere is really good for St. Louis.
Tyler Matthews, Executive Director of the Venture Cafe. Tim Hayden, what does it mean to you to be down in a district where you have all of this energy and all these ideas surrounding you?
Oh, it's tremendous. I mean, we call them collision points. The more collision points you have, the better. I mean, in addition to Stadia, I also run the Center for Entrepreneurship at St. Louis University. And the whole concept is the ecosystem has flourished so much within St. Louis around entrepreneurship. And again, you don't have to be just a pure tech. I mean, it could be anything from a maker community to product-based kind of things. But it allows each of these folks to be able to really develop their businesses in a quicker format and move forward.
Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people are afraid of entrepreneurship. Not so much as these days, but even still. I think they have great ideas. They have come up with plans, but they have no idea where to go with them. And so they say, well, I'll just take the same old track, which is, I'll go out and find a job. How does somebody really dive into this area with you? How do they get involved?
Yeah, well, I mean, entrepreneurship isn't for everyone, but I think if people are curious about it, because it's a lot of hard work. Mm-hmm. Venture Cafe is really there to kind of help be one of those entry points. So if you're curious about what it is, come down, talk to people, see how they did it, and then figure out whether it's right for you or not. But you don't have to just jump all in right from this get-go. I mean, it really honestly would be better to keep the day gig and continue to build out to see if you actually have a viable business idea on the side. And once you can start, either getting users and traction or money, then you can start looking at, hey, is this the thing I should jump in full time to?
Give me some websites. Give me something where people can go.
Yeah, so I think the best would be to Google Venture Cafe St. Louis. There are several around the country, so look for the St. Louis one. It's vencafstl.org.
And stadiaventures.com.
Very good. Tyler Matthews, Tim Hayden, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
KTRS, the Big 550. It is 8:57.